So what is up, ladies and gents? Now, Grow A Garden just released probably one of the most insane, overpowered updates that I think they just nonchalantly, sprinkled into the mix of random soft patches that no one really realized. And this is probably going to be one of the biggest game changer ones, which is hilarious because once again, no one, I don't think, really even realized that this up even came in. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, so pretty much this is going to be one of the most insane things yet, and this is going to be called Playtime Luck. Now, not only, this complete changing the game. This is going to be a secret method and ability to both make your plants way bigger, give them crazy mutations. This is going to make them obviously have crazy sell value, but additionally, whenever you're trying to gamble your money away and your life savings on things like seed packets and all that, you're going to have higher luck. Even when you're opening up eggs, you're going to have higher player luck when it comes to hatching these eggs. Now, how do you obtain this, if you might be wondering? Now, obviously, this is pretty much going to be a long one because, dang, there's a lot of information to cover on how this system works, how you can obtain these servers with the player luck and all this. So, all right, let's start off by going into what the heck even is player time. So there are obviously multiple things on what this is, but this is a new mechanic that was dropped in the previous week or so. And this is a cheat code, and I'm going to go over in a second how this works. But obviously, Grow A Garden servers run on Pacific time and California vibes, So obviously, if you have the server events, so whenever they update the game, obviously, if you do want to check this out, you come over to their updates. Oh, they're close to 3 billion visits. That's crazy. If you come to say the Busy Bees update, which I have a whole video on this if you want to go watch it, they have this. So as you see, we're going to have a update. It's going to be all this bee new mechanics, but obviously, as most people know, they spam all these admin events, give out early update rewards and all this stuff. But the problem with this is a lot of people aren't actually able to join these because, once again, time zones. Now, what they're going to implement and what they already have is for the people who can't make it from the 6 to 10 a.m. event time for this is they implemented the player luck for playing in the game for longer. And the way this pretty much works is this is going to pretty much be mainly for the non-US players, and I'll go over what this means in a second. So pretty much this gives 6 boosts and all this stuff, but obviously if you're in Europe, Asia, or anywhere else not synced with Pacific time, you're missing out because you could be missing out on all these crazy updates and all this stuff. But Jandel was no, we got you, and he released this new thing, and they added these things there's TikToks. I think he even made his own TikTok on this, and they added the Playtime Luck to give to non-US servers a boost. So this is obviously going to make your plants bigger, give you better mutations, increase egg hatching, all this stuff, and you can get up to I think it's 100% or higher on your thing. And this is not real or a rumor. This is completely real. There's proof of it. I even got it to my own server with this, and this is how it's pretty much going to work. So here's the Playtime Luck, right? It's all about where you play. So obviously, there's forums explaining servers and stuff. So obviously, as you see with this image right here, we have the main US servers that obviously most people are going to be playing in, and then over here, as you see, the US and the Pacific ones. But if you're in any of these other cross servers over in these sections, this is where you're going to have the ability to access these servers. Now, obviously, these are the ones that are on the Pacific time zone and are going to get affected by this. Now, there are ways you can see what server you're in by using commands. So I think if you're just spamming F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, if you spam commands keybinds, there's a way you can get it to show up, but you can find your network connection, I believe, and you can find which server you're in. And I'm going to find that in a second. So you can see your IP type, placeholder, join start. But with this, there is going to be a way you can find out which server you're in. Obviously, though, you'll know if you're in that correct server when there's this stuff. But the way you're going to optimally do this is, I know server hopping is all sketchy and you can, hackers and crap, but this is how you're going to access them. So pretty much it's going to just revolve around server hopping. And so while you're server hopping, when you join, so you'll need to be in Europe's or other regions out of, once again, the Pacific time zone. And obviously, you might be wondering why, but this is because, once again, this was a passive boost given to these players. I don't even know why I was screen recording. Anyways, though, this passive boost is going to be given to these players because, once again, they can't access these time zone events. It specifies especially during the big updates, there's so many amazing awards and rewards you get out of it for playing it during the update when it comes out. And since you're not capable, they're obviously not directly capable of doing this, they're giving them a little boost. So I'll show you how to get these right here. So pretty much, let me pick it back up. You're going to go to this thing, and there are extensions you can use. So I'll have a website, my website in the description with the Google extension. I'll be showing you how to use in a second. The first method is obviously just going to be directly server hopping. Now, what you can do is obviously you don't have have to directly like server hop. If you own a private server, this also will work. So this once again will keep you safe. What you can do is obviously, if you don't have your private server, create one. You can only create one, name it whatever, and then create it. Now, what you can do is join it. And if you don't see the Playtime thing in there, then obviously it's not in. But pretty much what you're going to do is go back to the Google tab, right? Click right here and then shut the server down. Now, once upon obviously reopening it, there's a chance that the server could potentially be hosted in an opposite server. Now, after a few tries, I was able to actually get this to successfully work. As you see from the screenshot, I have the board and everything. And pretty much what you got to do is just like rinse and repeat this if you don't want to just normal server hop. And this is going to allow you to eventually get into these like European servers or outside of the US Pacific onto the Google extension. So obviously over in Google, you can come over here and I'm just going to full screen this so you can see it better. And you're going to just search like Google Store. My bad for horrible spelling. And you're going to come to here and you're going to search RoPro. I'm assuming a lot of you have this. Now, there are like scams like RoPro Gold where, you know, you get the free gold for free. Don't, it's fake. Get RoPro. Now, obviously, I deleted it for the example, but we're going to add to Chrome, add this to our thing. And once you get this popped up right here, it should be right here. We're going to come back over to Roblox and click home and it will refresh. And as you see, we'll have RoPro. Now you can do like the basic verification thing that allows it to like track your times and all this stuff, which is really nice. But what we're going to do is go over to Grow a Garden. Now inside of Grow a Garden, obviously you can go back to server list. And what this is going to allow you is have this new filters icon and you can click filters. And as you see, you can click server region. Now inside of the server region, as you see, there are outside of America. There's like, I think that's Australia. You can connect to any of these servers. Yeah, Mumbai, India. But once again, this is a pro feature. Now there are, I think, ways to get around this and it is pretty cheap. As you see, only $3.99 a month. So if this is something you are wanting to heavily take advantage of. So for example, if you would pay like hundreds of Robux for eggs or seed packs, then you should technically be willing to spend $3 or $4 on a subscription to the service to extend your abilities in a game, considering you're most likely going to be spending obviously less on the subscription than on the Robux to buy, you know, a raccoon pet and maybe get a attempt at that. Now, anyways, though, with this method, what this is going to allow you to do is directly, specifically, like explicitly tell them, I want to join this server. You'll directly join this server. Once again, this is the pay to win version of how you can do this. You can obviously do this still free with the server hopping, shutdowns and all that, but this is one of the main things you can do. Secondly, what you can also do is using what's called UG Phone, which is a cloud hosting emulator for mobile. It's like a mobile hosting emulator. This will also be on my website and you can use my link in the description to go to the website. So if you are wanting to take advantage of this, I have a free like affiliate code pretty much. And if you use it, you get a bunch of free perks for signing up. It'll look like this. So you'll get a thing like this and then you'll just sign up with Google or whatever. And then you can sign up with Google and do emails or whatever. But by doing that, you'll be able to create the RoPro account. And then over on RoPro, or not RoPro, sorry, UG Phone. Saying RoPro too much. Ooh, we got a moon mango. We got 3 celeste berries. We got night eggs, night seed packs, a full shop. Dang. W shop. Anyways, though, over on this, you're pretty much going to have your account and all this stuff. And you're going to have these gems. These gems are what you're going to use for paying to host your device. But this is going to be the main key thing to look at is you can select what region they're going to be hosted in. I could do a Germany server, a Japan server, a Hong Kong server. And by doing this, this is going to be directly outside of the American server whenever I connect into it, allowing me to obviously get access to this thing. Now, if we head back on over to Roblox, I'm going to move this onto this tab just so I can move all of them at the same time. As you see with the region selection, this is, you can access Germany servers, which is going to be somewhere, I believe, in this region. We're going to use this tool to be able to just directly join specific Germany servers, because once again, this is going to be server hosted in Germany. Therefore, your IP and connection will be hosted into Germany. And I'll show you how to set this up in a second. But first, make sure you just have your account. And we're going to obviously don't click America, click Germany. And as you see, the further the region is, the higher the delay. But we're just going to do this one because as you see, for 4 hours, you takes 250 gems. And we have 738 we got all from just using my sign up, which will be on the website. Once again, this is paid if you want to further use it, but this is how you use it for free. Now we're going to obviously use our gems to get the free server hosting This will use for a bit. And then, so payment success. Okay, now you're going to check the device. So once you open up the device, as you see, the device has now been added. UVIP, America. Inside of the device, you should be able to go over to device. And then once it has to like render it almost. We'll let that load in a second. But pretty much the way this is going to allow us to directly do this. So this is going to be the free way to do like a paid format almost, if that makes sense. So obviously there is the paid version, which is going to be via using RoPro Plus or the gold version. But this is how you're going to do it for completely 100% free. Now, obviously though, you're just going to need to wait for this to load up, which can be in any way. It's usually going to take a minute. It says America for whatever reason. But once again though, do make sure you buy the server, the hosting on a like on a different region. This is just going to allow you once again to have access to IPs whenever you connect with the device. It will once again take to render because once again it has to create this. But once you create it, I have a full guide to how to do this. If you want to check out that video, which will be up in the top right corner right now, if you want to click onto that, that'll be a full rundown of how to actually use UG Phone on other tutorials. Anyways, if this video helped you out, make sure to leave a like. And we're so close to 150K, so make sure you earn that OG 150K ticket and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. And if you're wanting to win the chicken jockey giveaway, I'm literally giving away a free chicken jockey and actually multiple others on all my accounts that have them. We're going to be giving away all of these on this video. And to enter into the giveaway, it's so simple to enter. All you got to do is like and subscribe and comment your username down below. Once again, we will be checking if you have subscribed and before you comment. So once again, the only way to enter is to subscribe and comment your username down below.